Hello everyone, welcome back to Black Bison Academy, the academy which focuses on CGPSC. And we were discussing international organization module. In that, we have already discussed WTO, and so here we are. We have prepared some extra questions regarding WTO. I am Mahima Chaudhary and I'll be explaining about WTO today. So here it is the syllabus for CGPSC, and we are focusing on question paper 7 of GS5. In this, international organization is our topic today, and we are focusing on the WTO and its impact on Indian economy. So our question is, how does WTO regulates the international trade? As we have already discussed about the basic concept of WTO, it is an organization which regulates global trade. Simple words. It is an organization which regulates global trade. So, yeah, our question is, how does it do that? Like, it regulates the international trade, but how? So, here's the answer. WTO regulates international trade in the following ways. So, first, we all know it promotes the import and export. It promotes the global import and export. Okay, by reducing barriers, and as we know that before the Second World War, before the WTO, the countries they were least interested in international trade. So after WTO came in 1995, and before that GATT was also there. So when WTO came, it promotes the import and export internationally. Internationally, so that the economies of the country improve. Because after Second World War, in the Second World War, all the countries faces the repercussions of the war. So we at that time, our main focus was to to develop the economies of the country. Okay, so it promotes the global import and export. Our next point is it reduces the tariff and non-tariff barriers. What are the tariff barriers? Tariff barriers are the financial barriers, or we can say monetary barriers, and non-tariff barriers are the which are non-financial barriers. What are the non-financial barriers? We have discussed it in another video. An example is quota. There is a quota system that you cannot, that a government impose certain limitations that you cannot import beyond a certain limit. So that is quota system. They are the non-tariff barriers. So what WTO does, WTO reduces these tariff and non-tariff barriers to promote free trade. Understood? Next one is it acts as intermediary. How it acts as intermediary? That it has 169 member nations, and suppose two of them have conflicts regarding any trade related disputes they have. So both of these countries, they can go to the WTO, and WTO will act as an intermediary, and it will provide a solution, it will provide a decision that will be binding on both the countries. Okay, so it acts as intermediary. And the last one is it sets the rules and principles for trade. Okay, that is the basic agenda of WTO, that it acts the principles that is and that are the universal, that should be accepted by all the member nations, and according to these rules and principles, the international trade between all the countries, it should be done it should be done according to these principles. Okay, so here are the four basic functions of WTO, that how it regulates the international trade. It is now it is understood that how it regulates the international trade. So here we have written an answer, a precise answer for you, that will cover all the points. Okay, it is the precise one. So WTO acts as an intermediary. I will highlight the keywords here. WTO acts as an intermediary to promote global trade, the trade which covers goods and services and intellectual property. We all know what is intellectual property. It operates on the principle of liberalization, principles of liberalization with exceptions. Exceptions like dumping and subsidies. Its member countries are committed to lower customs tariffs and other trade barriers to give access to all the member nations in global market. Okay, I have highlighted the keywords in the answer, and rest you don't have to research in this answer. This is the precise one, and you can write it as it is in your answer sheet. Okay, here we have covered the process, agenda of WTO, and its functions, only in 30 words approx. So don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, here's the answer. Okay, thank you everyone.